Morning all.
Jason.
For the most technical person here, I'm probably doing the least technical presentation. No gimmicks, no noises, no nothing. Just me, my voice, and boredom. I've been in the telecoms industry over 20 years. I started my own business 6 years ago. But I fell into the industry by complete accident. I actually trained at Mid-Kent College as a welder. Not only did I find I couldn't weld, I also found it wasn't the industry for me. I spent 5 years at the Channel Tunnel. I actually wasn't in the hole, I was actually running the stores when the project had a store and ship over down in Shakespeare Cliff down in Dover. I was there for about, I'd say about 3 years of the project, and then I moved over to Folkestone, where I was chucked in with all the cable gangs, and I learned the craft of data cabling, working in various rooms. I actually had nothing to do with the fire that was there. I'll completely assure you of that. That was nothing to do with me. And the company that I was working for was running all the fibre optic cables throughout all of the 3 running tunnels. So a really, really interesting time in my life. And from there I moved on. I moved up into London, where I worked for 2 companies. A company called Corporate Business Telecoms, where I literally learned my craft, how to install and maintain telephone systems, and a company called Touch Europe, down near Old Street. They're not there anymore, but that's it. Worked for a company called Eurotel up until 2009, and I was a project engineer. It was our job to take in the work from the salespeople, ratify it, make sure we had the right equipment. If they didn't get it right, they went back out there and sold it again, got the right paperwork done. I allocated the engineering resource, and I monitored the job all the way through its progression to completion. I was made redundant in 2009, and to be honest, I didn't really want to be made redundant. I was happy with my job. I didn't, I was quite happy with what I was doing. And I set up Eden on March the 8th. And from since then, it's just grown from strength to strength. There are 6 key areas to Eden Telecommunications, and I know you catch snippets of it, and hands up, really, honestly, how many of you actually know what I do? Honestly, know what I do? Okay, alright. Those 6 key areas are, our biggest stream of income is subcontracted telephony works, which means we provide consultancy, experience and manual labour for larger telecoms providers. These are people that don't have the resource and technical skill to provide the product that they're actually selling. So we go in and we white label ourselves as their engineers to fulfil their customer needs. We also, as a second facet of our business, or another facet of it, is data wiring. We provide structured cabling, cables to the desk for computers and telephones, and we've done some work for you guys here in this room. We did a structured cabling job for Hamish in his new offices, and we provide that to such a standard whereas on request we'll send out those test results, so those results can be reviewed, and the cabling is actually guaranteed for 15 years. So if anything happens to your wiring structure, we'll come back and we'll repair it under guarantee. We also look at traditional cabling. So I remember spending a windy day just after January on a set of steps upside of Andy Smith's house. It was windy, thought I was going to come off that ladder where we were dropping a cable down the wall for him. But we'll also do the ordinary stuff as well. We'll connect up other sockets in your house. We don't do a lot of residential work, but we do it, on request and as and when the need arises. We also, our biggest facet to the company is something that we're actively pushing, which is hosted telephony. Now, hosted telephony by definition is a way that you can have a phone on your desk that's not connected to a traditional wiring system, that doesn't take its telephone lines from a traditional branch exchange. So you have your telephone exchange here. In Raynham, it's down on the bottom road. In Sittingbourne, it's literally just opposite Lenny's office. And a telephone cable is connected to a green box or a pole, it then comes down to your house, and that's how your telephone and your broadband are provided. With your hosted, you have your telephone on your desk, it's connected to your router, and then it goes up into the cloud. You know, that also cloud, you know, the clouds that are overhead, you know, your telephone numbers are not upstairs, but they're hosted there. And the beauty of this system is, if you have an 01795 postcode, telephone number, and you are moving to Rochester, but Gary's printed all of your business cards, they've got your telephone number on them, you don't want the hassle of changing that. And to be honest, BT are going to charge you a fortune for them to turn around and say, you can't take your telephone number with you because it's not connected to the exchange. But with a hosted solution, we'll transfer that telephone number into the cloud and you can take it wherever you want. Now, Andy has moved from his offices. He was able to take his telephone number with him. We advertise an 0203 telephone number, and we're in Rochester. Hamish took his number from Raynham High Street and was able to move it up to his new offices in Gillingham. And that was all because we hosted the telephone number and was able to provide that service. So that's an advantage to hosted telephony. It's the ease of implementation. The cost saving is huge. I mean, for an example, to purchase a standard telephone line, cost of installation, Lenny, how much was it? £75 a month?
Yeah.
£75 a month to install that telephone line. That's £75 a month. But the ongoing rental for his telephone number is pennies. And for that he gets 300 minutes of mobile calls per month, and he gets 1,200 minutes of landline calls. They're free of charge, they're chucked in the bundle along with his free phone. Now, we're all not silly. When we say we offer you a contract for 24 months, and we say we offer you a phone free of charge, the phone's not free of charge. You're actually paying for it across your 2-month term. Nobody's that silly. Okay, but that's hosted telephony, and it's something we're actively pushing. Now, the other thing, mobile phones. We also deal with mobile phones. We partner with a very, very good company. We've been working with them for the last 5 or 6 years, a company called Auckland. They're an O2 Premier partner. So we can provide your mobile phone contracts and hardware with confidence, knowing that if you tell us what you want, we'll tailor a solution to make sure you get what you want and the phone that you want. We'll even do some deals to make sure, or we'll barter. But if you're not happy with O2, what we can do is, as with other people, we broker the service. So we can look at a plan on Vodafone, we can look at a plan on EE. Unfortunately, we can't do phones with the Muppet. Not at the moment anyway, but it is something we're working on. Everybody loves the purple Muppet, I know I do. So those are the kind of solutions that we can provide. Now, with broadband and landlines, it's business broadband and landlines, because Emma's your residential girl. Go to Emma for your residential needs, but for business broadband and landlines, we can provide all of those services. So landlines being your residential standard copper line coming to your house. ISDN, so for some businesses they like a slightly higher speed digital telephone line. If anybody's unsure of that, sometimes if you walk into somebody else's office, you'll see a grey box on the wall with a little green light on it. That's an ISDN2 circuit. It provides 2 channels and it will give you a high speed voice connection, giving you nice clear voice. BT will be phasing this out within the next 5 or 6 years, because they're looking to push everything over to this kind of platform for cost saving, you know, for you as a customer. So that's something that will be coming in. But with regards to broadband, we offer all the flavours in all the sizes. Somebody remembered that Maureen Lipman advert today at all? So you have your standard ADSL2, standard ADSL2 Plus. You then have a fibre optic broadband, or as we in the industry know it as FTTC, or fibre to the cabinet. Now, fibre to the cabinet, in a layman's term, is you'll have a fibre optic cabinet to a green box that sits in the street, and then it's a cable that comes into your house, just a standard telephone cable. BT are just about to release fibre to the premises, so they're looking at coming all the way into your building. We then have what we call EFM, Ethernet First Mile, so you're going to get a good line of speed up to your building, or then there's the creme de la creme, the leased line. Now, with broadband, always imagine if you have a leased line, or if you, with standard broadband, imagine you're on a motorway. On that motorway there's 50 cars. You know at some point that's going to get congested. That's going to hit a traffic jam and your speed's going to slow down. With a leased line, you're the only person on that motorway. that's yours to use, and it's fantastic if you're running a slightly larger organisation that wants to use their data network and their telephone network, or traditional telephone systems if you're old school. So I'll probably run over a bit, I'll cut it short, but in essence we provide 6 forms of service: traditional telephones, hosted telephones, data wiring, mobile phones, and we provide a subcontract service. In a nutshell, that's Eden Telecommunications. Have you got any questions?
Yeah.
Kevin?
Your hosted phone,
Yeah.
that seems great. Can you also answer calls on your mobile if you've
Yes, you
gone out?
can. There's 2 tiers. There you have that as a level, and the next level up is the one where you can use what we call an application on your mobile. Time for one more? Rob?
You said 6 services. I've actually counted 7 there. But out of those, which one do you want us to sell the most? Which one's best?
Hosted, please. For
Hosted
me.
telephone.
Hosted telephone. It's a perfect model for anybody that really that's within BNI.
Quite easy to sell as well.
It's a nice, easy sell. It's easy to pitch. Any more? Thank you very much for listening.